Real news. True, honest, and not fake news. Hello everyone and welcome back to another edition of Real News Uncensored. I'm joined here with Mr. Alex.
Hello.
Hello. And we're going to talk about, of course, the big news of today is the Helsinki summit with Trump and Putin. I'm going to do a deep dive into that, explain the facts of it all, because I've been really annoyed with the media coverage being so slanted and being so partisan and so annoyingly bad that I have to really run it down good. And then we'll talk about NATO, and we'll talk about Trump's visit to the UK, and a bunch of other stuff. But, of course, let's start off with, the Helsinki summit. So, basically, Trump and Putin met in Helsinki in Finland, and they had a meeting behind closed doors, just them alone, meeting with other people, all that sort of jazz. But the news that came out was from the press conference with Trump and Putin. And I'm just going to run down stuff that was headline catchy of what was said. So Putin said that he wanted Trump to win the election because he wanted to restore U.S.'s relationship with Russia. So in essence, he did admit he wanted Trump to win the U.S. election. Something the media is not talking about is that Putin freaking called out George Soros for meddling in foreign elections and asked that, well, shouldn't George Soros be held accountable if you guys won't hold me accountable? Putin also made, this is a big newsworthy thing, Putin offered Mueller and his team to come to Russia to interview the 12 indicted Russian nationals. And he also said, we can meet in the middle, and I can send guys to America to investigate your elections if you want to send Americans to my country to investigate my elections. So, in other words, he wanted it to go both ways. And you also probably all saw the photo of Putin giving Trump a soccer ball. That's because, as he said, the ball is now in your court. He did the World Cup just now, which just ended in France won. Now it's America's turn. Well, oh yeah, the French, they didn't retreat this time. Shocking. And
One of the first wins since the fucking Napoleonic Wars.
Yeah, it's been a while for them, so they're very happy. And then this is where the controversy of this is coming in, is the media started asking Trump questions about the Russian meddling. And Trump asked, he really didn't directly address it, he just said, well, where's the server and where are Hillary's emails? But he did say, and I have to mention this because the media isn't reporting it, that he has, quote, great confidence in our intelligence people. And then he said Putin was extremely strong and powerful in his denial of Russian meddling. So Trump said that both the U.S. and Russia were responsible for the bad relationship that you see him in today. Putin then also said that U.S. intelligence agencies funneled $400 million to Hillary from laundered funds from Russia via a company called Concord. I cannot confirm if that's true or not, but it's something he mentioned that nobody's talking about. Putin didn't deny that he had compromising material on Trump when asked by a reporter. He just said that he didn't even know Trump was in Moscow at the time that Trump visited Russia for business reasons. And Trump did end a press conference bringing up Strzok, the disgraced FBI agent that had anti-Trump text, and Trump called him, quote, disgrace of the FBI. And because of all this is literally all that happened, and the media is losing it right now. They are literally calling what Trump did treasonous. And I even got a notification from NBC, I believe it said it was a train wreck of a press conference. But CNN, all these outlets are calling it treasonous, the worst. I think Anderson Cooper said something along the lines of the worst, most disgraceful thing I've ever seen a president ever do. Former CIA Director John Brennan, who is in some cojones and some crooked stuff, tweeted that, quote, Donald Trump's press conference performance in Helsinki rises and exceeds the threshold of high crimes and misdemeanors. It was nothing short of treasonous. Not only were Trump's comments imbecilic, he is wholly in the pocket of Putin. Republican patriots, where are you?
Well, what do they want the Republican patriots to do? Go and shoot him or something? Are they literally asking for them to commit crimes against them? Because that's what it sounds like to me. This whole Russia thing, it's really pissing me off because literally every other country during the 2016 election was involved with the Hillarys in some way or another. Look at where the money was going to. And then Russia, the only thing they can get them for is guessing a fucking, or like, I think they sent like an email, a phishing email, apparently, to some idiot who put in their credentials. Like, no, if you're an idiot and like open up random emails from random people that are, and then like put your login credentials in there, that's your fault for giving that person security rights. That person should be sent to jail. These people, they have no sense of like security, like no sense of cybersecurity. It wasn't like they hacked in like from nowhere. Like it was not like they invaded a fortress and blew a hole in something, like stuck a thumb drive up the ass of the computer. No, what they did was they just like, I think the password was like password or something stupid like that.
That was John Podesta's hacked emails. His email password was literally password.
Like, yeah, like, you know, if you're a company, you should enforce security rules. They have software that can do that so that you have harsher passwords than literally password.
Yeah.
Like, this is beyond stupid. And then, like, why are people, like, actually pissed off with the fact of what these emails contained? If there wasn't anything serious, if there was no crimes committed, then this won't be an issue. But the DNC was, you know, uploading horrible stuff. And it should be, like, if the Russians just, like, made up things, to be one thing. But obviously it's true, because that's why they're going after Trump, because they found that they had done some really illegal things. But it's like, you know, you're busting into someone's house and you find that they're, like, making meth. And then the cops arrest you for busting into someone's house. And they don't even arrest the guy, like, the meth dealer. Or he's, like, a child rapist or something, you know. It's like that level of idiocracy where you get the person, yeah, it's like, oh, they should get a slap on the wrist if anything. Like, you know how much our intelligence agency goes out and, like, hacks into people's shit.
Yeah.
Like, we had stuff where they got caught under, like, WikiLeaks and, who was it, Snowden, where we were, like, hacking into, like, the German, like, embassy. Like, we
and
had...
tap Merkel's phones.
We tapped Merkel's phones. But there's nothing about U.S. collusion in foreign politics. No one bats an eye about that. You know, we're the number. It's like the most hypocritical thing where we're going like, "Oh, Russia, you're being bad with hackers." No, we have probably the world's biggest hacking organization, but it's ours, so it's okay. But when someone else does it, you know, oh my God! And especially when they uncover incriminating things about you know, criminal candidates, Hillary Clinton, that's somehow a bad thing. And it's not even like, you know, they were the only people, so quote unquote, colluding. What's colluding mean? Oh, like they said hacking and now it's colluding. What they mean is, like, you know, they didn't want to have Hillary elected, and they had maybe some bots, and they had bots for Clinton that were going out of Russia as well, from what I understand. Maybe the majority were for Trump, but if you look at like everything else around the world, the United Kingdom is probably the number one meddler within the United States 2016 election. They had London Mayor Sadiq Khan going to the United States to go and help out Hillary Clinton. You know, that's that. Why is there no one like raising an eye about that? He was doing that. You know, they had all sorts of, like, you know, Angela Merkel, she was, you know, saying vote for Hillary, don't vote for Trump. Everyone else was, like, all the big players were trying to get Hillary Clinton elected, but it's only Russia who may or may not have, like, helped Trump get elected, and he's the only one who gets in trouble for it. And I find this like a completely double standard. If we're going to say no meddling in anyone's elections, which one, I don't think you can do that in a world as connected today with internet, with a free and open internet. You can't say no one can, like, get involved at all, because they do. It's just a fact of the matter is that's realistic. But, like, you can't have these double standards where Russia does, you know, one thing and then they all look aghast. But, you know, England, Germany, probably, like, you know, the European Union as a whole, they're helping Clinton. Probably Mexico, probably Canada. Everyone's rooting for Clinton, and they give whatever support they can. Oh, vote for, you know, Clinton, vote for the Clinton. But, you know, Russia, you know, one country does something about it. And then they go and make it out like Russia, these like super hackers, but the ones who are really dangerous is China. Absolutely. And they're the ones that the left always, like, they keep yelling at Trump for, like, putting up these tariffs, but Chinese, you know, it's not even just the hackers, which they have a lot of those. It's like completely state sponsored. They steal our intellectual property, and they create their own products over in China.
Yep. And Trump is the first one to really crack down on that.
Like, that's ridiculous. Like, no other country gets away with that, and the left is just turning a completely blind eye. Let's talk about Xi Jinping. Xi Jinping over there, the president or whatever, their chairman, I don't even know what they call it. It's not really elected, so it's not really a
Yeah,
president.
and he's gonna be it for life now.
Yeah, Chairman Xi, he goes over there and he allows this to go on, and like there's little of any sort of recompense because they do have copyright laws, but to like do it specifically for China, and no, it's like really convoluted, and they probably don't listen to it anyways. Like it's such a screwed up country with like people making fake products over there. They have people going and making fake eggs made out of wax and paint.
Yeah,
Like this is the level of just complete like Wild West depravity that's going on over there with like so much just like theft and knockoffs, and no one's batting an eye. That's who we should really be focusing on. But no, we're focusing on Russia, who's some like mostly poor country in the north. But yeah, they probably did some things in the Crimea that aren't so great. But we kind of get involved in like every other country. We have probably one of the world's largest empires if you look at our military bases on like pretty much every continent. It's probably bigger than the British Empire was at the height of it, just with all our bases everywhere else. And it's somehow Russia's the one to fear, but it's obviously China if we're going to be pointing fingers. And honestly, we need to go and start cutting back on our empire building. They build like a couple like countries, they take a couple places, which that's wrong. They shouldn't be doing that. But the United States, we've done that all. We do that all the time. We still have it. We have these military bases on foreign soil, which we use to go and further our reach into the Middle East. And I think that's a damn shame what we do.
yeah. There's a lot to unpack here, and I'm because you covered a lot of stuff that I pretty much agree with you 100% on that. But I want to touch into some of the questions people have about this. And I'm gonna get to that, but I want to start and build sort of a timeline here because there's so much misinformation about this Russian hacking, Russian meddling, Russian collusion, whatever you want to call it. Like, there's been so many words thrown around. And this all started when Trump won. When Trump won, everything shifted, everything changed. And in the mind of a leftist, they did not see this coming. It was impossible for Donald Trump to win. It couldn't happen. In their reality, didn't coincide with the actual reality of the election. So they had to rewrite their reality. They're like, how could this happen? There's no way Trump could have won. In their minds, he's dumb. He didn't win the popular vote, which is technically true. He couldn't have won all these states if he didn't win the popular vote. Like they just saw no way this could happen. So they figured there has to be something else. There has to be that put him over to the edge because there's no way he could have won. So what was the first thing they thought of? Oh, it must be fake news. It's fake news. There was fake news that made people vote for Trump. Well, that turned out to be kind of a stupid, theory. And, people are still using that phrase fake news because of that. But nobody has shown me a single fake news story that turned enough voters to vote for Trump. Nobody has. I don't think there is at all. And in fact, if I was shouted out, there isn't one. So, and their second part is that it's the Russians. They meddled in our elections to help Trump. Or Trump colluded with the Russians so that he could win. First of all, there's no proof of Russian collusion. There's no proof that Donald Trump talked to any Russians and did anything with Putin to help him win. In their minds, he's so dumb, I don't see how he was smart enough to do it if you're using their logic. I think Trump is smart enough that he wouldn't do it and he would win on his own because he is a very smart person. But then we've come to the point of, okay, there's no collusion. And, Mueller in his indictment of these 12 Russian nationals have even said that these weren't American citizens and they didn't interact with the Trump campaign, and so there is no collusion. They're still saying there's no collusion. They haven't found any because there isn't any. So they're also saying that there's Russian meddling, that Russians somehow meddle in our elections. What if we had this? There was the examples you brought up. There was also these Facebook ads that they bought with hardly any money that were shitty ads. They were terrible. I mean, they couldn't persuade a single person. So I don't see how that would have any effect at all. And why is this talked about now? Because, like I said, well, I haven't said this yet, but there have been meddlings in our elections for years. The Russians have been trying to do this for years, and we have been doing it with other elections for years. We've meddled in Israel's elections. We meddled in Germany's elections. We meddled in, I think, some Scandinavian countries too, and
Oh,
some South
we did
American.
we did Italy. We did Italy. I think it was Operation Condor.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
we did that like back in the day to go make sure the communists can come in there. Like, why do we like make a big deal when other people do the same thing that we've done for years? Like, we wrote the book on this. Come on.
yeah. And there was literally a guy on Laura Ingraham's show, a CIA guy or ex-CIA, that said we meddle in elections all the time, just like the Russians. But when we do it to prevent communism and to preserve democracy. I'm like, oh, so it's okay when we do it. Yeah, that's a little arrogant, don't you think? But getting back on point is that this has been happening for years, and now it's all suddenly an issue, and it's only been an issue because the general populace and the media saw no other way for Trump to win, and this was their only explanation, and they saw some of it maybe happening, and in their minds. I really don't know how it became such a big deal as it is, but that's part of it. And what you're seeing now is all these reporters were asking Trump about this at the press conference, and they were pressing him, and he's gotten slammed big time in the press and been called treasonous because he didn't call out Putin for it. But Trump didn't do that for strategic reasons. Because what is Trump's goal here? Trump's goal here is to take a bad relationship with Russia and turn it into a good one. So how do you do that? Let's make an analogy to explain it. Well, let me explain the concept first, and then I'll give you the analogy. You want to form a good relationship with somebody that you're currently having a bad relationship. How do you do that? You do that by publicly being nice to them. You don't beat them up. You don't call them names. You don't make fun of them. You don't bring up things from the past. You look forward into the future. Don't look back, because it distracts from the now, as the girl from The Incredibles would say. You have to keep moving forward. You gotta forget that, because that's what's going to hinder any good relationships in the future. So how does that work? Well, let me give you an example. So let's say I want to get a cookie from you, Mr. Alex. I want to get a cookie from you. And let's say we're in like a okay to bad relationship, which we aren't, for the record. So I want to get that cookie from you. So I have two ways I could go about it. So I could be like, Alex, you're an asshole. You stole my bike. You beat up my brother. Like, you're a terrible person. But you better give me that cookie, by the way. That's not going to work. Why should you have any incentive? You're just going to hate me more, and you're going to say, F you, I'm not going to do what you're telling me to do. If I came up to you and I said, you're a strong guy, Mr. Alex. You're a nice guy. You're doing pretty well for yourself. You have a lot of wealth. You're very powerful. Everybody likes you. You're respected. You go, he's flattering me. I kind of like that. Maybe I will give him, a little bit of this cookie. You use flattery. It's a technique. Like, I can't believe I have to explain this to people. But people are in a different, there's half this country's in a different reality. They don't understand this stuff. They see that Trump not calling this out proves he's a Putin puppet, proves this and that. And yet he was just at NATO calling Germany out for making a deal with Russia to get gas from them, being dependent on them, and from getting money from them. And Trump has been arming Ukrainian, I guess, I don't want to say rebels because that's a loose word, but he's been arming anti-Russia Ukrainians. So it's like, that's not really really good Putin puppet, if you ask me. I know I've been rambling on this for a while, but there's a lot to digest in that, because people don't really understand what's going on, unfortunately. And I'm not saying I understand it perfectly either, but this is how I interpret it happening. And I think I'm going to say this on record, this is going to be the start of a good relationship with Russia. You're going to see good things happen. You're going to see peace. You're going to see easing of tensions. And you're going to see them help us out, and we're going to help them out. And you're going to see a lot of this peter out. Because the problem is, Trump didn't also bring this up because this hinders their relationship, this Russian meddling nonsense. This, it's stuff that we've all been doing. If Trump mentions it, he's going to look like the biggest hypocrite because he does it. Not him. I mean, our government does it. So it's like, you're not going to score any points with Putin if you do that. He probably says some stuff behind the doors, but in public you can't do that kind of stuff, as I just explained. But Do you have any final thoughts on all this?
Yeah, I'd like to issue a correction. I said Operation Condor earlier, and that was actually the operations the United States had within South America and Central America
Ah,
and influence. What I meant to say was
that's the one I was
Operation
thinking of.
Gladio. That was the um, operations within Italy, and apparently it also spread to other countries like Belgium, Denmark, France, Germany, and Greece,
And
among
what's it called
others.
again?
Operation Gladia. That
Gladio.
was made during the Cold War, and that was our influence largely by the United States. I think NATO also kind of was involved with it, and maybe the British, but it was mostly the United States, and that was influencing the those countries to thwart anti-communism or to thwart the communists.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because I remember the South American thing because I remember WikiLeaks had stuff on that. I encourage people to look at that. It tells you what our government actually does. That they don't want you to know, and you can see all these CIA people like Brennan, Clapper. They're all coming out right now like bashing Trump hard. It's a little, CIA doesn't like when he, uh, you know for some reason wants to form a good relationship with Russia. I mean, that's the last thing I'll say is that's what's so weird about this is that there are literally people out there right now that don't want us to have a good relationship with Russia. I just don't get it. Like, do they profit off of this somehow? Do they, does the military-industrial complex profit off? I don't understand. I really don't know. I want somebody. Comment below if you have any suggestions or theories, because I honestly don't know. I don't know why they act like this. All the neocons and the cucks.
Yeah, but that was my final thoughts on that. But
Yeah,
that was only a part of several other meetings that Trump had within Europe. He also there was like a NATO meeting, I believe.
yeah. That happened a few last week. Trump and all the NATO countries, met together, and the news that really came out of that was that Trump, in contrast to what he did with Putin, because this was a different animal, NATO, he was calling out Germany like right to their face about their deal that they were making with Russia to build a natural gas pipeline that would go from Russia to Germany and give them natural gas. Because Germany, people don't really understand this, and I'm glad Trump brought it up. He was very informative and very factual about, very articulate when he was talking about this, how Germany is basically very dependent on Russia for natural gas. I saw a statistic that said that Germany, from CNBC, that said Germany relied on Russia for 50 to 75% of their natural gas imports for 2017. And through this deal, it could be up to 90, as some projections have shown. So, they love calling out Russia and saying how bad they are, but we'll take your natural gas and give you some money to help your economy and to help Putin. Like, a little hypocritical, don't you think?
Yeah, I think they did. Was that also the one where they talked about taking troops out of Germany?
Yeah. Trump was threatening to pull troops out because you guys. This was the big thing that he was also calling them out for. Is something that Obama talked about but didn't do, which is why aren't these NATO countries paying their fair share? They agreed to this percentage of their GDP to pay for defense, and they don't pay it. But the United States, we pay it in full, and we're paying for all their. We're paying to protect these countries. They're freeloaders. They're freeloading us. It's one of the stupidest things that I think even both sides could agree on that Trump's 100% right on.
Oh, and worse than that too, they go and bitch about our military all the time. Oh,
Yeah,
the United States is too powerful, but we're the ones subsidizing it, so they don't have to go and pay for the military. They don't pay their fair share. Why do we have to go and be like the world's literal police? Like we're not even just the world's police. We're the world's fucking mercenaries.
yeah.
Why do we have to do that? And then they don't even pay their fair share, and they bitch about us.
I love how the left is the one that says the rich need to pay their fair share. They always say that. But then when Trump goes, I think NATO should pay their fair share. Oh, you monster, how dare you? It's like selective outrage once again. And he's not our guy, so we're gonna, criticize him and hate on him for everything he does. You see all these people like, oh, Trump is, he's friends with Putin but enemies with our allies. No, he's making our allies pay their fair fucking share. They made a commitment. It's tough love, okay? They still have to live up to it. I don't care if they're allies or enemies. They signed an agreement. You agreed to do this, so do it. Like, I don't get why this is controversial. You know, why do we have to pay, like you said, why do we have to be the world's policeman? Why do we have to be paying for other militaries? And you want to know why these countries are, want us to do this? Because, well, one, they save money, but two, a lot of these countries have socialized national health care. It's very expensive. Why can all these small countries afford it? They don't have a military to pay for. We're paying for it. Nobody likes to, talk about that.
Oh
All
well,
the,
there's other stuff too. Because when we go and like make those drugs that they go and use for their universal health care, we are paying like all the R&D costs. That's why our
yeah,
drugs are so expensive. When they ship them out to like Germany, they can pay like $2, what's like like $200 or $2,000 in like medication, because we do all the R&D, because we're like the only ones that have a free market for the healthcare. And
hmm
it's as long as there's one of them, we end up getting the shitty end of the stick. But they end up like basically being free riders, and I think it needs to stop. Like we need to start enforcing those that like intellectual property, and making sanctions accordingly if they steal our shit. Because I know like they had that one thing with that Shkreli guy, and he had that like
yeah,
$2,000 pill, and then like people were making it in Australia and they're selling it for $2. Like that shouldn't happen. And the reason the pill costs so much is it costs them like billions of dollars to research and development, which they'll never get back, for like a pill that like only a handful of people in the world need. If there wasn't people like paying this money for the pill, and it's mostly the insurance companies, then how would they? No one would be able to own the pill. No one would be able to go and take the pills. And
yeah,
that's the sad world that we live in. But someone's got to go and foot the bill. And it's either those companies or it'll be the government. And I trust the companies a lot more than I trust the government in like doing anything positive. So
yeah,
it's
exactly.
the way it has to be. And when we have free riders, that's a big problem.
Yeah, yeah, it's a problem that's gone for too long, and Trump's finally doing something, and they're all freaking out. They deserve to get fucked on this one. Like, you guys have been freeloading off our taxpayer dollars for far too long. Like, this is just, it literally is one of, like I said, it's one of those things that you would think would be common ground. This has got to be common ground between both and all many sides. But no, we can't even agree on something like this. But I digress. um, so the other thing we'll talk about quickly is Trump also. I mean, he's been halfway around the globe this past fucking week. It's been amazing. But he was visiting the UK, where he in a press conference, or sorry, in a interview with the Sun, I believe, called out Theresa May, the Prime Minister, for being weak on Brexit. Being a cuck about it. If those who don't know, Theresa May is, she calls herself a conservative, but she's an establishment conservative. She doesn't want Brexit to happen, so she's stonewalling it as much as she can and giving them soft Brexit in name only. And so Trump called her out for it. And he later backpedaled it in a press conference, kind of apologized. And I think that was, again, a strategic move. I think he wanted to show Theresa May that, can be nice to you, I can be bad to you, good cop, bad cop. So we'll see how that pans out. But what started a little silly controversy again, because the media loves to pick on Trump for anything. When he met with the Queen, they were criticizing him for disrespecting her. Oh, and breaking protocol because he walked in front of her. Because apparently you're not allowed to walk in front of the Queen, apparently.
Well, we fought a war about this, in 76, like about not bowing to the Queen and like not walking in front of her. I think we can do what we damn well want to do. But she's not
Yes.
even elected. She's just there. She doesn't even like really have that much power. Like
Yeah, she's a
compared to like,
figurehead.
yeah, like I'd give more thought to the Prime Minister, where the hell's actually in charge. She's just kind of there to sell like fucking wedding things for her various kids. And I think she kind of controls the army, but basically, if she ever did
Not.
anything against what was voted for in like Parliament,
Yeah.
like that wouldn't work out too well for her. So she's basically just kind of there, you know.
Yeah, she is. She's basically just there and does some sort of charity work and waves at people. But if you look at the video and you actually look at what happened, like I didn't see any problem with it. You could tell Trump was kind of confused as to what to do, and like I don't think they gave him instructions. So she's first of all, she's walking slow as shit because she's like fucking like 200 years old, and she's showing Trump like what to do and where to walk. So it's like, guys, like, don't lose your pants over something as small as this. But they want to get hysterical over everything. And well, of course, happened. There were protests, and there was that Trump baby balloon that got a bunch of signatures, and they thought it was gonna be like this big Macy's Day Parade type balloon, but it was like this small balloon, and that they had like a a courtyard, and there was a good number of protesters, about 20,000. But the Sadiq Khan baby balloon got far more signatures in far less time. So that's gonna be at a protest coming up. But the media is acting like this is like I was listening. I think the ABC News. It was 3, 6, or 10. One of the main networks, and they were saying, "Oh, this is the biggest protest London or the UK has seen in years." I was like, "Where were you guys when the Tommy Robinson protests were happening a few weeks ago? Those were massive, massive protests that were, I like thousands of people there. So don't give me this, selective coverage again. Why weren't you guys covering that? Like the Tommy Robinson thing should be a way bigger story. It should be a national outrage or global outrage for that matter. But nope, nothing about it. And then you had all these leftist outlets doing annoyingly slanderous headlines. Like the Washington Post said, quote, Trump's comments on European immigration mirror white nationalist rhetoric. So I guess Trump's alt-right now because he just, made an observation, which is that migrants, mass immigration is changing European culture. Mass immigration from Muslim majority countries, people that aren't assimilating, is changing their culture. That's not a controversial thing to say, and it's not a white nationalist thing to say. I mean, culture has nothing to do with race. It's not race. We're not talking about that. But they like to, fill in the idea that Trump's a racist. And so the Guardian went full on. You'll never go full Guardian, but the Guardian went full Guardian and said, quote, let's drop the euphemisms. Donald Trump is a racist president. It's just childish at this point. Like, because I see this shit like upload on Reddit, like all the way to the top. I'm like, you morons, like, keep spouting this silliness, even though this guy was loved by the left before he ran for president. He was on Oprah. There are pictures of him with Muhammad Ali and Rosa Parks. Black Americans loved him until he ran for president. Then he became a racist. That stuff just it always pisses me off. So I always have to mention it.
Yeah, I know what you feel. Like these protesters, of course, they're going to protest Trump. He's not Britain first. He's not some like globalist president. We didn't vote for a globalist president. We would have voted for Hillary Clinton if we wanted that bullshit.
Yeah.
We wanted to have someone to bring America's important values, America's agenda ahead of everyone else's, and that's the point. We're done with this globalization doesn't help American citizens. We're not what do you say? We're not voting for I don't know, Europe or whatever. We're voting for the Americans. We need a president for America, not a president for China. We need to go and have someone who will have the backbone to go and tell these people to go and bugger off. And the funny thing is, their little float. It's supposed to be all up super high in the sky, but it was only maybe 20 feet high. It was bad. They weren't going to make fun of Trump wall, but their little protest balloon is just a big waste of money. And I find
low energy balloon.
It's wasting all their money on some bullshit,
Did you see some of the videos that I remember Sargon was down there? Some of the videos of these protesters, they were pretty fucking dumb.
They look disgusting. There's some tranny or something. I don't know if I can say that on YouTube anymore.
Yeah, whoop demonetized.
There was some guy in a thong. They were a lady bikini bottom with a bulging penis, spreading its legs, and it's grab a pussy with blood. That was a protest symbol. I was just why? This really doesn't help the left. When people see this, they're gonna be ew, I don't want to associate with that. That's just weird and disgusting. That's peak bad optics. You want to talk about that?
Yeah.
Most people don't want to have their children go within 20 feet, or within 100 feet of these weirdos, just looking disgusting. And they're making it was supposed to be a Trump show, but apparently now it's a drag, an anti-Trump show. Now it's a drag show. It's just these weird people, and they get these like these like fat lesbians with multicolored hair going to go and protest Trump, and you see all the people who are protesting him. It's like, oh, you go, every time I see these protesters, it makes me happy that I voted for Trump because I know I'm pissing off the the right people. The people these people are just so like deluded, and they think that Trump's this evil racist Hitler wannabe loser, and he's really not. He just doesn't want the world to go and like devolve into this like basically like Antifa wannabes. And he doesn't want that. That's why these people are protesting him. These people who probably most of them they're probably not very successful people. They probably hate themselves. They're probably depressed because they don't have their ideal world. They want to live in this world where it's okay to like have transgender babies, and you say the wrong thing and you'll be fired and like executed. Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't bring the death penalty back for racists.
Yeah.
I could see them justifying that. You won't like throw a convicted pedophile, to the death penalty, but someone may, Papa John makes a mean tweet or he says something in an interview which actually, contextually it makes sense. It wasn't like he was racist things. That pisses me off too because they forced him out. That company, whoever that company is, I hope that that you're never going to be able to go and like do PR for any other like major company because they may have got him fired and whatever, but other companies are going to see and they're going to know who was in charge of that, and they're never going to hire you guys because they don't want to have to worry about being blackmailed. Because what I understand was they like basically blackmailed him. It was like, you give me $6 million and we'll make this go away. Like that's pretty screwed up.
Jesus.
And like he didn't even say anything racist. He was like talking about. He used a certain language, which I'm not going to bother saying here because I don't want to be demonetized and like executed by the left. He's basically using certain language within a particular context. And then just because he used that word, just because he was a certain race and he used that word, even though it was in perfectly fine context, he was executed. It's like the girl at like that one rap concert. And he used racist lyrics, but it's okay if a black guy says it.
Mm-hmm.
And he put her on stage because he wanted her to go and say it, and she ends up saying it. And he acts all offended, like these people are setting themselves up to fail, and that pisses me off.
Yeah, and then he embarrassed her in front of all these people, and she probably adored him and thought he was I forget the rapper's name, but like that was so disingenuous. But yeah, the Papa John's thing, Papa Boy here, he was in a conference call with people, and like you said, he said the word you're not supposed to say above anything else, the N-word.
Voldemort.
Voldemort. Yeah, it's Voldemort. We're going to use that from now on.
It's like we're living in the Harry Potter universe now. It's like, you do not say his name.
Yeah, so he said Voldemort, and, in the context, you like out of context, you go, oh my god, he said Voldemort, like this is terrible. But again, I immediately went, okay, what's context? And then I quickly learned he said, well, Colonel Sanders said Voldemort, and nobody lost their shit over that. It wasn't an exact quote, obviously, but it's basically what he said, and it's a valid point because he's the icon of KFC, and there are a lot of stereotypes associated with black people in KFC. So it's like you would think there'd be an uproar over it. You would think there'd be outrage, but there wasn't. And, if given further context, you probably understand why he was talking about this. But the point is, he's not using the word with a mean, evil, racist intent. He's using it when talking about a historical example. Like, imagine if you were reading Huck Finn, which has the Voldemort word in it, like, 50 million times. Like, if you were reading that book, like let's say somebody was like, oh, can you read me this part of Huck Finn because it's part of your book report, and you're like, oh yeah, it's so and so said so and so and Voldemort and blah blah blah, and you're reading it off, and they start losing their shit. They're like, oh, you're a racist. It's like, no, I'm just reading what the book says. People that say context doesn't matter, like the UK court that almost put Count Dankula in jail. Fuck you guys. It does matter. Context is literally everything. Because intent and context define the word in itself. There is, of course, the definition of what the word is, but why you're using it is the context and the intent. Because there are so many words that can be used for good and bad. There's so many words. Should he have said this in the conference call? No, it's stupid because
Well, that makes sense.
somebody.
Well, the thing is, when you're in a conference call, like that company, they probably signed a non-disclosure agreement. If they did not sign a non-disclosure agreement with that company, that was bad on them. But
Yeah, what
either
I'm
way, it was
saying is,
perfectly valid.
yeah, I know that, but what I'm saying is he shouldn't have said it in the sense that in terms of playing it smart. He should have known that somebody's gonna lose their shit and is gonna leak it or something. You know that shit happens today. You gotta be like super careful. So it's like even when you have good intentions or no bad intentions or whatever, people take things the wrong way, and as you can see, you can lose your CEO spot rather quickly over nothing. So did Papa John do nothing wrong? Yeah, he kind of did nothing wrong, but at the same time, like I said, he could have done things better. But I just again we've talked about this like in offline conversations. Just people's obsession with words, and they think that you saying this word is such a bad thing that you should lose your career, you should lose your life. Now, I'm not saying you should use the Voldemort word at all. I'm not suggesting that, but what I'm saying is that we need to realize that there are things that are truly harmful to people, like, you know, beating somebody up, physical violence, like stuff that Antifa does. But there's no outrage to that. But when somebody like this does it, there's huge outrage. We gotta balance it out. We gotta stop worrying about words, because words don't hurt you. They really don't. Can they hurt your feelings? Yes, but they don't hurt you physically. And a physical harm is a universal harm. Like, if I punch you in the face, it's going to hurt. If I punch somebody else in the face, it's going to hurt. If I stab somebody in the eye, it's going to hurt. If I stab somebody else in the eye, it's going to hurt. But if I say Voldemort to one person, Voldemort to another, one person may be offended, one person won't be. So
Well, it doesn't make any sense for them to be offended if there wasn't even the bad context. If you're just getting offended at the utterance of a word, regardless of the context, then you need to go to a mental hospital because you have a disorder. You have a mental disability where you find everything is like offensive.
yeah,
Even when it's used in a perfectly rational context. Like those people who did that and who contributed to him like losing their job, like I wish those people end up like losing their jobs instead, because they're the ones who are fucking terrible. They're
yeah,
terrible people. I mean, he was a CEO, and he probably didn't lose any sort of money to begin with because he had a bunch in the stock. I mean, the stock probably took a little dive after that. I didn't really pay too much attention to that. But
it'd go back up eventually.
the people who like are in this outrage mob, they need to like get a better job because it's just disgusting.
Yeah.
And I think we need to have alternative media because like you get like your CNN, they're like, oh, he said something racist. And then you get like these Twitter mobs because they ban all the people who don't like believe in their little echo box and they have alternative opinions. They kick them out. Like, this is why we need alternative media, folks, because
Yep.
the only voices that get out are the super left ones and who are like radical leftists.
Yeah, and it's like, oh God, I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, you can almost guarantee these people that got on fire were SJWs, and these SJWs are just awful people. They literally are awful people. They will, try to ruin your life over the littlest, most, not even in this sort of case, but in other cases, over the most non-offensive things, over microaggressions. They will try their hardest of, they will work so hard to ruin your life over a microaggression and to lose your job over microaggression, then they will actually spend trying to improve their life. Yeah, that's a depressing thing. These sort of people are the people that they want to take away success from other people, and they don't want to build it themselves. They don't want to put in the work. They want to award mediocrity and punish success. I mean, these are just genuinely awful people. I bitched about the alt right. I bitched about the alt left. I bitched about Antifa. It's on record here on all these videos. So it's not like I'm playing one side here. But there is an objective, fact that there is more vitriol and hatred and just meanness and coming from the radical left than there is the right. It is just true. You just look around. You don't see conservatives going out and trying, to ruin people's lives and make them lose their jobs over shit they've said like 50 years ago or out of context things. You just don't see it. You don't see conservatives beating people that have bike locks because they disagree with them. You don't see this shit. You just don't. This is a problem with the left, and they need to fix it for the sake of the country. And it's just getting worse. And I don't know when it's going to end, if it'll ever end, because the left has been like this a long time. Like, I've never been threatened by a conservative ever, but I have been threatened by leftists. Like, a leftist literally threatened to shoot and kill me, as you know from the story I've told. Like, that has fucking happened. But I've never gotten that from the right, ever. And then people are going to say, well, it's because you probably never wore a Hillary shirt around some conservatives. No, but I know people that are left-wing that have been around my right-wing friends and right-wing people I know, and nothing's happened to them. I know that's anecdotal, but give me examples. Find me examples of left-wingers getting assaulted or doxxed by conservatives. You won't find it.
Without them doing something beforehand.
Yeah, exactly. But that was an interesting tangent we went down. So I'm going to wrap up these last two topics here since we're getting in on the time. But I'll mention this one quickly because there's not much newsworthiness. Peter Strzok, like I already mentioned, the FBI guy that was the head of the Clinton investigation and worked on the Russia investigation of Robert Mueller. He sent out these texts to his lover that he was having an affair with, Lisa Page, and he was saying stuff like about Trump. He said, "We'll stop it," when referring to Trump. He was calling Trump supporters like a bunch of stuff. Now you can look it up. You'll probably already, people listening to our show already know this stuff. But he was in testimony in front of Congress publicly. It was a pretty long one. I watched a good chunk of it, and you've probably seen the memes and the pictures of him making all these weird, sinister faces, his goofy body language, and his arrogant, sinisterness of him. And he basically, I was trying to be very objective when watching it, and my takeaway really was that he was acting like that he was winning this thing. Like, he knew he was getting away with murder, and he knew they couldn't do a thing about him, and he was just eating it up. Like, he was chewing that shit up. And, of course, he denied a bunch of things and whatnot. Like, because they were asking him, did Mueller fire you because of these texts? And he said, no, but Mueller did bring it up in the conversation. It's like, well, what kind of fucking answer is that? So it was that sort of thing, just back and forth all the time. It was a circus. Like, it was nuts. And the Republicans kept trying to grill the guy, but the strangest, this was really bizarre. The Democrats kept interrupting Republicans, stalling the time, defending Strzok to the point of they said he should get a fucking Purple Heart. And they even clapped after he gave this little rant at Trey Gowdy, who nailed him good. And Stephen Colbert goes, "Oh, fucking Peter Strzok owned Gowdy. He demolished him," or whatever words he used. I'm paraphrasing. Are you fucking kidding me? Gowdy had him down hard. This is a weird thing the left is going down, where they're literally defending just genuinely terrible, crooked, awful people. I don't see how you could defend Peter Strzok. I really don't. There's some criticism you can make of how the Republicans were going after him, fine. But they were going to the point, they act like the guy did nothing wrong. They literally act like Peter Strzok did nothing wrong and he should get a fucking Purple Heart. They were literally arguing that. I am not making this shit up. It was mind-bending. Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah, I think that's kind of ridiculous. I think Michael Flynn, he ended up getting fired or whatever for similar breaches of shit that's going on, and he was texting a his affair, his mistress with his company phone.
I don't think Michael Flynn was having an affair or anything. He apparently lied to the FBI.
This Strzok guy was.
Oh, Strzok? Yeah, he was using it on FBI phones and all that shit.
That's completely that should be completely illegal, and he should be sent to jail for that. uh, just the stuff that he's done, and the level of like just hatred towards Republicans, it's pretty easy to go and see. It's like calling them retards. Like you want to talk about words, and a Republican says the word retard, then everyone starts flipping their shit. But Democrat does, he gets a Purple Heart. Like
Yeah.
look at that level of hypocrisy over that's infuriating when they do that.
Well, and then
But
he's trying to act like he had no bias in the investigation of Trump and Russia. Dude, you were saying these anti-Trump texts. Like, there's no reason you should have been on the investigation if you're this biased. And the Democrats were like, well, that doesn't mean, it affected it. It's like, yeah, well, you can't prove that, but, like, come on. That, like, could you imagine if, like, let's say this guy's investigating your family, and he sent out all these texts saying, yo, Alex is an asshole. Alex, we gotta stop Alex. Alex is terrible, blah, blah, blah. That's not exactly what this guy was saying, but you get my point. If he's saying all this stuff, would you let him investigate you? Would you trust him to be unbiased?
oh, absolutely not. He obviously had his opinions beforehand, and that you shouldn't have that. That's not what the investigators should be. They should be unbiased. And if he did have a conflict of interest, he should have let it be known. They could have sent someone else. But I
Yeah.
mean, apparently the whole of the FBI is completely, anti-Trump, anti-Trump bias, and they need to go and just, I think, clear house with all these like bigwigs who've been in there for years under the Obama administration because they can't be trusted. They have a deep state in operation, and I'm glad that they're starting to finally dismantle it, but it needs to go faster. And the thing is, he'll probably get out of this scot-free. He'll
Yeah.
probably get a cushy job somewhere else signing a book deal because the left just loves it. When he should be rotting in prison right next to Hillary Clinton.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Like I said, all these people in the FBI that have been found to be corrupt, nothing's going to happen to them. They're not going to get any, jail time or any real penalties. The only thing they're going to lose really is their jobs, and that's happened to this guy. He actually is still on the FBI payroll for some reason, but he's not on the Mueller investigation. He's probably going to eventually lose his job at the FBI, but that's all that's going to happen. They don't get held accountable. They're all part of the system. They're all looking out for each other. Nothing's going to happen. But anyway, last topic I want to talk about is in relation to the platform we're on, YouTube. Oh, unless you're not listening to us on YouTube. But this is relevant to us and many other content creators. YouTube is giving $25 million to fund a bunch of big media companies to, create their own content on YouTube. As if these companies need this fucking money. So who are they giving the money to? One of our favorite companies, Vox Media. As if Vox needs more money for their, crappy site. And they're also giving it to two kind of unknowns. Jehovim Pan, can't pronounce the person's name, and India Today. And of course, they're going to announce more names in the future as more apply, for the funding money, $25 million. And they're also doing other things to YouTube that they're changing because they want to combat fake news and conspiracies, whatever they're defined that as. Like,
this is just an attack on InfoWars, basically.
it pretty much is gonna be because they want to quote make authoritative sources readily available. So they're gonna put mainstream media previews of stories on the top of search results for breaking news. Like if you type in Trump Putin summit, they'll have a story at the top that sums it up, and then you can click on it, learn more. They're gonna make local news more of a thing on YouTube TV, on the actual TV app on your TV, which I actually kind of like that, to be honest, because local TV is more unbiased. But they're going to be adding context supposedly to stuff you search. Like if you type in the moon landing, it'll tell you about the moon landing at the top of the search results. To me, this stuff is. I think it's all just. I think there's a lot of companies that are lobbying them to inflate their stuff to the top so they get more views, because big media is dying. They're not getting views online. They're not getting viewership on TV, so they're looking for ways to get more money, and they need more ad revenue, so they want to get more views on their videos. So they're lobbying YouTube to get this shit going, and YouTube also wants to have a good PR, wants to have a good image, so they want to look like, oh, we're being responsible and getting rid of fake news and that sort of bullshit. They don't give a shit. They don't. They just care about money. They care about their advertisers. that's it. They're just giving money to the big establishment sources, and they're not giving it to their content creators, the grassroots creators like PewDiePie, like Philip DeFranco. I think that's, yeah, it is Philip DeFranco. I'm thinking of the actor, the other one, but Philly D, or Sargon, or Paul Joseph Watson, or Milo, or Steven Crowder. They're not giving it to those people. No, 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 no. They're giving it to these big companies like Vox. Like, fucking Vox doesn't need their money. I know I named some names that are associated companies, but YouTube creators like PewDiePie or Philly D that start on YouTube, they make newsy videos, but they don't get this.
Oh, they just want to infiltrate the alternative media. And that's what's going to happen if we keep using like YouTube. This is what we're going to see in the future. Just more and more infiltration by large corporations. So basically the same thing you see on the television today. That's all we're going to see in the next couple of years if we don't change things up. Because YouTube, they've already been pretty screwed over. Like, compared to what they used to be, like, everything's getting censored, everything's getting demonetized. It's not like the place you used to be able to make money off of a couple of years ago. Like, these days, good luck on it. The only ways you can make money is you have, like, a makeup channel.
Yeah.
Or, like a makeup channel where you're, like, a Let's Player.
Yeah.
But try to go and do anything politics, you get instantly demonetized unless you're, like, super progressive. If you have, like, a show telling kids how to go and change their gender and apply to get, like, things pumped in their arms to make them into a girl, you'd probably get like a golden star or whatever on YouTube. But like you'd have you like recent arguments against that, then you'll be labeled hate speech.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like, remember when Steven Crowder did that video with Sven Computer when he infiltrated that LGBT, like, event thing, and, like, he mocked them and all that, and YouTube, like, within a fucking, like, hour. Yeah, I just saw the video, like, a few minutes after it dropped, and then YouTube removed the video, and their claim was they showed people's faces, but then they blurred it out and all that stuff, and YouTube still wouldn't allow it. It was basically censorship. And Crowder's videos will get like hundreds of thousands of views, like, really quickly, lots of comments, lots of likes, more than a lot of these late night hosts, and yet he's not on the trending page. It's fucking like Cenk Uygur on his iPhone, filming some stupid shit that doesn't get many views is on the trending page. Like, either the algorithms are really bad or they're manipulating it. Those are the only two options.
They're obviously manipulating it. I see InfoWars on there, and they've already like tried to strike down his channel.
Yeah,
they need to stop with that. But I just hope that we get some sort of alternative. I doubt it'll be like it's gonna be so hard because they have all the ask. And the only other way I could see is if it gets like regulated, which I think that's probably what they're gonna have to have happen.
That's the more likely option.
As much as I'm against like increased regulation, I think it kind of has to do that for YouTube because this is basically political. It's like political donations at this point with the amount of stuff they're doing on there.
Yeah, it's gotten so bad. It's just, alternative media has such an uphill battle in all this, with getting demonetized, getting pushed off the trending page, with the algorithms manipulating against them, with YouTube now literally, subsidizing big media that doesn't need the money. In the end, the content, whichever content's best, should win, but that's kind of hard to do. And we're obviously a very small channel at this point. Hopefully we get bigger, but YouTube ain't helping us. They're helping out all their big boys. To me, it's just depressing because it's not allowing free thought and discussion and, to really, truly artificially grow. Not artificially, naturally grow. They want to artificially grow their stuff, not naturally let the consumers decide and the consumers, make things the way they want. They're not letting the market do its thing.
Absolutely. But anyways, I think that's about all the time that we're going to have for today. We're going to wrap it up. But tune in next week, and we'll probably have something else pumped out sometime this week.
Yeah. Yeah, we have New Foundry that just came out. We have this that's coming out. And we'll have another video coming out soon. Probably talking about that new show by the Borat guy. But Anyway, make sure you like the video, share the video with your friends, because YouTube definitely isn't going to share it for you. They're going to use their algorithms to, hide us into the dark corners of YouTube. So you guys share it to your friends. Comment below to increase our engagement and interact with people and continue the discussion. And of course, subscribe so you know when our new videos will come out, because there's no other way you're going to know. And make sure you click that little bell and enable notifications to know when our videos are uploaded, because even if you subscribe now, you will not always get it in your feed. So like I said, like, share, comment below, and subscribe. And of course, just spread the word and continue the conversation. On that note, we will close out for tonight.
All right. Yeah, see you guys soon.
Peace.
Thank you for listening. We'll be back next week with more real news.